International students at one point have to make a decision whether you are going as self-financing student or you have fully funded scholarships. Have to decide, should I study in the US or in Canada or in other Western countries? My advice will be to focus more to go to Canada. Whether you are going as self-financing or you are going with a fully funded scholarships. Why am I saying so? And this is especially for people who are planning to do a fully relocation to live permanently in another country. Canada provides the best out of almost all countries around the world. Why? Is because if you go to Canada, these are the benefits you will have as international students compared to other countries. Benefit number one: while most of the countries around the world, if you're an international student, obviously you're allowed to work 20 hours per week as part-time. And in most of the countries, your spouse, if you are married, is not allowed to work because he's dependent, so you'll be responsible on your own for your own fund. Canada is one of the very few countries where if you are full-time student, you'll be working part-time and your spouse will be allowed to work full-time. So for those people who want to go there as a family, Canada supports that type of relocation. That's number one. Number two, after your studies, almost majority of the countries have what we call some sort of permit to get work experience. In the United States, we call OPT, optional practical training, is optional. If you finish, you get 1 year to a year and a half to 2 years, depending if you are in social science or you are in pure science. In UK, in July 1st, 2021, they changed the regulations where if you finish masters, you get up to 2 years of work permit. Previously, you must get a job first, but they removed that you get automatically the work permit even before you are going to find a job, and for PhD, you can go up to 3 years. But in Canada, the post-work study, post-study work permit is given based on the duration of your study. Meaning, if you go there and study bachelor degree for 4 years, you are going to have 4 years of work permit. If you go there and do 4 years of PhD or 5 years of PhD, depending whatever, you'll be given 5 years of post-study work permit. Meaning, apart from those part-time work, you'll be allowed to work full-time in a professional setting, unlimited, whatever you want. And that means, let's say you are going there to do bachelor, or you are doing masters, finishing masters, and get a full-time work permit for 2 years or 3 years. After working 2 years full-time, you are qualifying to get permanent resident in Canada. And the last reason is, Canada has so many pathways for people after studies to become permanent resident. You can apply one just through education pathways to become permanent resident because you've been in Canada, but also you can apply express entry even if you are already in Canada. And guess what? You'll have extra points because you already have education, not only education in your country, but you have education in Canada, which will give you that extra point. You have work experience in your country. In addition to that, you have work experience in Canada. That is also extra point. So you will be easily having opportunity to become a permanent resident in Canada than in the United States or other countries. In the United States, just by finishing bachelor degree or master degree and your OPT is over, it's over. You cannot have just on your own, just because you had work a certain time, let me go and apply for permanent resident on my own. It is until employers is ready to sponsor you. And not many companies are ready to do sponsorship of other people to be given visas and down the road to be given permanent resident. So for that particular case, if I'm in your shoes and I want to become permanent resident in any first world country, as international student, whether through self-financing or through fully funded scholarship, I'll give Canada as first destination, a prime destination, because you are likely to become permanent resident quicker than other countries. So if you are applying for scholarships, or that means apply more in Canada and other countries too, so that you can have variety to make a decision once you get and you look all these factors: money, education quality, work permit, possible becoming permanent resident after studies. All those kind of things you'll be able to use as determining factor to make a decision once you get your admission and possible scholarships to go to study in that particular country.